Hey folks, DC here, DC's Gadgets. Today is November the 16th, 2019. It's Saturday. And a couple of thoughts today. I hear a lot about how our feral bee population is diminishing, and I guess it's a regional thing. Because here in Palm Bay, Florida, I get calls like almost every week, especially this time of year, from like from the middle of September all the way up until the middle of November. I get calls of feral colonies either swarming or they've already established themselves. Yesterday I had a call, about a week ago I had a call. Colony had set up inside of a communications junction box for AT&T. And went over there. The only thing I had in the truck at the time was a little 5-frame nuke, but it was okay because they had drawn like six rows of comb and they fit right in that 5-frame nuke, no problem. And these bees are nice. And then yesterday I had to call a colony of bees that got into a plastic cover over top of an in-ground gas tank, a natural gas tank. And there was like 3 or 4 rows of comb in there. A pretty good population of bees. They were pretty nice. It was rainy too. It was really kind of surprising. I thought the rain was going to make them mad, but it actually, right after I got started, it actually poured for like 10 minutes. I got soaked. The bees got soaked. I did find the queen, and she's in the box. But then today I got a call. Actually, I got the call like a week or so ago. I just hadn't have time till today. A bunch of bees had moved into an owl box in someone's backyard, and actually they'd moved into the same owl box about a year ago, a different colony of bees. So, feeling pretty lucky because the last couple jobs I did, the bees are pretty nice. I went over there and just had my regular gear with me. I wear latex gloves, like dishwashing gloves, rubber gloves. Just had a veil on my regular shirt. These bees are mean. These bees are so mean. I climbed up the pole to take the owl box off, and as soon as I touched that box, I think half the colony came out and tried to kill me. I know I got, I'm going to guess, 15 stings on each arm through the sleeves. I got 1 in each armpit. And I got several through my blue jeans. So I'm taking a rough guess at 35, give or take. I've worked worse bees before, but these are pretty bad. I had a couple get in my veil. Got 1 in the forehead, but it didn't get me very bad. I think as soon as she got me, I nailed her. So I've got the box now in the back of my truck. They're in bags. And I'm taking them over to an out yard. Our club has got an out yard where we can put mean bees. But driving back home to get some more gear, I went and got my body armor. Driving back home to get more gear, I'm thinking to myself, what's the best thing to do with a beehive like this? And for most people, what I would tell you, if you're a backyard beekeeper and you get a beehive like this and the only place you have to keep them is by people, I would kill it. Stick it in a box and stick it next to your vehicle with the hose off your vacuum cleaner and fill it full of carbon monoxide and kill it as fast as you can. Because these bees are mean, and you don't need these mean bees around you or your kids or your neighbors. And it's one of these, it's a tough love thing, but I'm all practical. So I debated that issue coming home, because we actually did that once before with a colony. We had no place safe to put them, to requeen them. And they were so bad, somebody's going to get hurt. And so we killed them off. But I do have a place to go. We have an arrangement with the guy's got some vacant property that's up for sale, and we can put a couple beehives out there. So it's kind of remote. It's not where people actually go often, although every now and then you do get people out there riding 4-wheelers and vandalizing. And it's kind of ironic. We got some really mean bees out there with people that tend to vandalize the property. So the bees are kind of protecting the property in one aspect, I guess. They get close to these boxes, you're gonna get hit with the bees. So I'm heading over there right now. I'll set the camera up when I start taking this box apart, and you'll probably see just how aggressive or hyper defensive, whatever you want to call it. These bees are downright mean. You'll see how mean they are when I get the thing started up. So I'm gonna go through the box. If I spot the queen, I'll pull her out. If I don't, I'll go back in a couple days and shake them through a shaker box to find the queen. I'm going to go ahead and give it a chance. There's a lot of bees in the box. There is some potential here. What I plan to do is cut the comb out, and any drone comb is gone. I do not want to promulgate the line of drones. But I'll probably give them maybe 1 or 2 brood frames and maybe a honey frame. I got a 5 frame box I'm gonna stick them in, and just they may be too many, may overcrowd the box, but that's okay. If some of them take off, I'm not gonna really worry about it. But if I didn't have this place to go, I wouldn't keep this box. So that's a thought. If you're gonna go out and pick up feral colonies, or if you're gonna go out and pick up wild bees, the best management practices here in the state of Florida is I need to get a European queen, and I'll get a European queen sometime in a few days. I mean, I can't get one today, but I will. That's my intent. So today's Saturday. Sometime before Wednesday, the existing queen will be gone, and sometime before next Friday, a new queen will be in her place. And then, I'll give them a couple weeks after that, or I'll give them a month anyway. Give her a month to calm down. If we get in there Christmas time and they're still mean, I might go ahead and gas them, get rid of them. But, these decisions we get as beekeepers and as stewards, it's decisions you got to make sometimes. If I could leave them out there in the remote yard and not worry about people getting around them, that's one thing. But the potential in the springtime for this colony to throw a swarm exists. I'm not worried about them swarming in December and January, but I am worried they will swarm in February. We get a lot of swarms here in February. So sometime right after Christmas, we'll make an evaluation. If they haven't calmed down to where we can work them, then I'll probably get rid of the colony. So watch the video when I pull it apart. Could be fun. Okay, so we're videotaping now. This is the box, owl box, and although I didn't like doing it this way, we figured the easiest thing was just to stick the whole box in a couple of trash bags. So open this up, they're going to be coming out nasty. I am armored up. I have on the sweatpants on top of my blue jeans and a hooded sweatshirt on top of my shirt, which is what I've worn in the past when I work in really bad colonies. You can see they're not happy. Not happy at all. So I'm going to take this thing apart and see what we got going on in here. I'll go back to the truck and grab a trash can for scrap. Okay, I had a star bit, fits the 3/8 ratchet, so can't use a drill, but we'll do it this way. Take off the top first, I think. Yeah, we'll just take these out right here. I can tell you now, these bees are not as mean now as they were when I took them from their home, possibly because they're disoriented. They're not in my face like they were over there. So there was a discussion here earlier in the week about what size you should make your swarm traps. And I know the common thought is 40 liters. I don't think this box is 40 liters, folks. I measure it off when I get done, but I'm going to say it's probably maybe like 20 liters, 25. I know that I made some swarm boxes early in the year. They were deep boxes from a 1x12, just left it stock size as far as length, 1x12 long, or actually like 11.5 long. And I made it 5 frames wide. And I did manage to catch 2 swarms in the same box. So, figured that one out. I think I figured out like 25 liters, 27 liters, something like that. Okay. Interesting. Some leaves in here. A little resting perch, I guess, for the owl inside. What we got going on there. So, pull these frames out of here. I should have banded this before. Alright. I don't plan to give them more than 3 frames. A couple reasons. High beetles is one. We've had a lot of high beetles this year, and I'm figuring there's probably high beetles in that box, even though it was up a tree, up a post. Wax moths. Another one is I don't want to give them a lot of their existing brood because they were mean before. So I'm going to give them a couple frames. I see a lot of honey. I'll give them some honey in there, and go from there. See if we can spot the queen. See what we're doing here. Of course, the sun is in the wrong spot. That's a nice piece of honey right there. Just drop it at the bottom of the box and they can eat it. They went right for the entrance. I don't expect to find the queen down here in these clusters. Pretty much, when I find the queen, she's either on or next to comb. This looks like an all honey frame right here. Yeah, that's all honey. Look at some honey down the bottom. So I think I'll cut it in 2 pieces. Stick that one in there. Maybe I'll try to get these other bees to go inside the box. This next comb is almost all brood. It's all young brood, uncapped. So we're looking for the queen here. You got cat brood on the bottom. I don't see any drone cells on here. I will give him this part of the frame. Main reason why I want to put brood in here is to let it act as an anchor. If I don't give them any brood at all, they might just decide to take off. I give them a frame here with open young brood, and hoping it will act as an anchor and it'll hang around. I have to ask the homeowner if they stuck the branches, the leaves in here, or if birds did. I know that this box was not occupied by owls this year. If I spot her, my plan is to put her in a cage, stick her in the bottom of that box, and I'll cut the rest of this comb out, just leave the owl box on the ground here overnight, and they'll all go inside that box. If I don't spot her, I'm just going to shake the bees in the box and hope that she's in there with them. Big drone. We don't want you to spread your genes anywhere. Name is back. This is a lot of pollen. I might give him some pollen chunk. I think I will. Give him a pollen chunk right next to that brood right there. Got honey on the back side, all pollen on that side. See, it came out of that direction. That's the top. Almost perfect size cut. Pretty cool. Alright. They got some food in there. They got brood in there. I'm going to get the rest of these bees out of here. I'll spend some time looking for the queen. I got a big hunk of comb attached to the side and the back wall. Watching this video, probably think I'm crazy because I told you these bees are really mean. Right now, the bees are really nice. It's like a totally different bee. Trust me, an hour ago, they were really mean. I think it's just that they're all confused. If you've never done this before, it's kind of interesting to pick up a cluster full of bees like this you can feel the heat. I'm not sure what the actual heat is. But pick up that cluster of bees. It's like touching a coffee mug. It's got to be at least 100 degrees. That whole cluster of bees generating heat. It's pretty cool. Just had a thought. Squishing drones. I should squish one in the camera for all you folks who've never seen the drone thing. So, the next drone I find, we're going to do the drone thing. Here's one. Alright, so here's a drone. I'm not real good at this, but I'm pretty good at it. I've had some practice. There's a little drone. Alright, now when they mate in flight, his sex organ's inside out in his body. He's going to contract all the muscles in his abdominal area, thorax, we're going to call it. He's going to push all the blood he can down into his endophallus. If I rotate this and squeeze it just right, I can make his endophallus come out. You got partial inversion. You gotta get the rest of it out there. Didn't quite get the whole thing, but that's most of it. And there it goes. Got the whole thing out now. There's the whole endophallus. Right on the tip of that thing is a hunk of semen, a little bit of mucus. And if you look at online, if you look at this thing, consider if your blood was inside out, and that was on the inside of this finger. So when you bring it out, it's right there on the outside. And I can't remember who said it. Anyway, the term was it's ready for rapid deployment. So when he everts his phallus, all the semen is already right there on the outside. So when it's fully everted, it's right at the end of it, ready to go. The whole process takes like 2 seconds or less, and it's then in flight. So this happens, the drone gets locked into the queen, they're stuck together as a single unit, and his blood pressure drops so much he loses consciousness, so he falls off backwards. And gravity and friction and basic physics kick in, and it rips his phallus off his body and stays stuck in the queen. So she flies back to the beehive with what they call the mating sign, the last phallus stuck in her butt. But if another drone wants to mate with her, his body is constructed in such a way that there's a hairy patch in the back of his abdomen. And when he lands on top of the queen and slides down her backside, that hairy patch matches up with the last drone's phallus and actually pulls it out and puts him in the perfect position to mate with the queen. So now you've seen the drone thing. Looks like it's a pretty nice honey. Word of caution, if you're going to eat honey like this, make sure there are no bees in it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off here and put the bag on the ground and shake everything off on top of the bag. See what I can spot. So I don't see the queen in this mess anywhere. I would think if she was in this, I'd have a cluster of bees on top of her. And I'm not seeing that. They're pretty much scattered out. So I'm going to scrape them off the side. She might be in that cluster out there. I don't know. I'll scrape them off the side of that box and I'll leave the remnants of this laying right here tonight. And tomorrow, come back here and I'll take a quick look for the queen tomorrow. If I can't find her, I'll come back Tuesday. This is why I put brood in here. I put brood in this box for two reasons. One is I want it to be an anchor to keep the bees from going someplace. Number two is if I can't find the queen tomorrow, I'll come back on Tuesday. And if they're making queen cells off that brood frame, she's already gone. If they're not making queen cells, she's in there. And I'll shake them through a shaker box Tuesday and find the queen. Got stung. I don't need revenge on that one. Actually, I've got another comb frame in the truck. I'll give him another comb frame. Get in there. It's a huge cluster in the back of this box. She might be in that cluster. Alright, get another frame. And I got bees in this back corner here doing a nasonov thing. Hopefully. I was going to say hopefully I didn't squish her, but quite frankly I don't care. Alright, gotta move. Move. I did squish a few. And that's about empty. I'll leave it sitting right here. They can rub out the honey. In fact, here, let me put on top of the plastic bag so the bag don't blow away. And we'll check it tomorrow.